another Friday. That means another installment of Fortnite Fridays. What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, and this week is packed with a ton of Fortnite news. A lot of things happened in the Fortnite community as of this week, so I'm going to try and brush through a lot of these and really hit these heavily in the way I want to, but there is a ton here, so let's just get started. Now, the first segment here is kind of a part 2 to yesterday's video. Make sure to go check that out, and in that video we discussed the real reason of why PlayStation doesn't do crossplay directly from a Sony employee and stuff like that. However, we also did mention that Sean Layden did have his 2 cents on the dilemma as well, and we were here to talk about that. So we're just going to read his quote straight up here, and this is responding to the backlash and the outrage that is Sony blocking the Fortnite accounts, or their Epic accounts, excuse me, across other systems not being able to carry over and stuff like that. So he said, quote, "We are hearing it, we're looking at a lot of possibilities. You can imagine that the circumstances around that affect a lot more than just one game. I'm confident we'll get to a solution which will be understood and accepted by our gaming community while at the same time supporting our business." So right here, it looks like we might see an end to this whole debacle, and hopefully sooner than later. It looks like we will have a solution set in line here for this whole thing, and I guess my solution is, I understand crossplay, not with these traditional consoles. However, cross progression, I think that should totally be a thing, 100%. There's no reason why that shouldn't be, honestly, in my eyes. It is just not cool and just not fair to, you know, at one point in your Epic account history, if you ever logged into a PlayStation account, that account is locked and put on this separate set of lists where you cannot log in to the Switch version. So I say, you know, they should definitely enable cross progression. That should be cool. Crossplay doesn't happen, I understand that completely, but at least cross progression. So I guess we'll see maybe if there is some sort of actual, you know, light at the end of the tunnel here, if there's some sort of solution that they are coming to. Next up here, in another story that we talked about a few weeks here on the series, PUBG Corp has dropped the copyright lawsuit against Epic Games. Of course, there was a whole lawsuit going on where PUBG essentially sued Epic Games for being the company that makes the engine that they use, and they pay large amounts of royalties to them and everything, and they thought they had this business relationship going and trust, but then they go around and make Fortnite, which is a similar BR game. However, PUBG Corp has since sent a letter of withdrawal to Epic Games attorneys, and that they have officially closed the case on South Korea's end of things. So it looks like they are not suing them anymore. Who knows why? They never said why in the actual you know, article and everything, so we're not 100% sure as to why this happened, but it is now over. So I'm really curious as to what you guys think down in the comments below. Why do you guys think that PUBG dropped this copyright lawsuit against Epic Games? What do you think the reasoning is for? I think maybe they just, you know, weren't going to get anywhere. I think maybe they weren't going to have enough to prove their case of copyright and everything and stuff like that. So who knows exactly what happened, but I'm very curious to know what you all think down in the comments below. And while PUBG has dropped their lawsuit, Epic Games has filed one more, and this one is against a former contracted employee of Epic Games. So actually, to correct myself, technically he wasn't an employee of Epic Games, he was a contracted QA tester for the game. So what they do is they go in and they make sure that the quality of the game is up to par, aka quality assurance, QA, and everything. So they were making sure that the upcoming season 4 version of Fortnite would be completely okay, everything was all good, no, you know, bugs or anything. However, but the thing is, these QA testers have to sign a NDA when they get hired on to do this contract work with big developers and everything, and the NDA is a non-disclosure agreement where they're not allowed to say what they saw, what they played, everything, because season 4 was, you know, up and coming, was still not released at the time of QA testing, because you have to make sure that the patch and the, you know, game that you are trying to kind of push the update with is good before they release it to the public. So they were playing on season 4 before everyone else in the confines of Epic Games and everything. However, this QA tester was the one that was leaking all this stuff from season 4 and everything, and that's how we figured out about the meteor, and it was gonna hit Dusty Depot and all that. And his name was Thomas Hanna, and he did the whole thing on Reddit, whatever. But what he said was that he has now since filed a defense in the lawsuit, saying that he did in fact talk to someone, but it did not conspire to have info leaked. He says that it was a private conversation with an individual, but that individual decided to post the information provided. But at the end of the day, he still talked about the information. That's where he's still at fault here. So that is where Epic Games is going at, where you did at the end of the day violate the NDA. Whether it was a private conversation or not, it was still his fault. He's the one that had the information firsthand and was signed by NDA to not talk about it, and then he went and talked about it. So definitely this guy is probably getting what he deserves here. He will probably never work in the games industry again, honestly, like with his name out there and everything, and with him being outed as a, you know, QA tester that definitely just went beyond the bounds of his NDA and didn't, you know, give it any care or any any, merit or whatever, and he definitely did, violate the NDA. So Epic Games is taking him to court, and I am very curious to see what exactly happens to this man. Like, is it just a fine? Is it like a slap on the wrist? I don't know. I don't think it's jail time. Jail time sounds intense. I think it's just probably like, a fee or whatever, something like that, but I will make sure to follow up here if they announce what happened to him moving forward. And so long story short, kiddos, make sure when you sign a NDA or any legal document, you do not break that if it is a major company like Epic Games. Please don't do it. You don't want that hassle. Just stick to your NDAs if you get one, and everything's fine. Next up here, let's talk about the patch that we got this week. It was version 4.5.0 and everything, and we got some pretty cool things here with this update. So the first one I want to talk about here and highlight, it is the dual pistol. So we got this in the game. They are kind of like a rapid fire burst. I have not played with them yet. I've been trying to get them this week. I did not get any gameplay with them, unfortunately, so apologies on that point, but they will be available in epic and legendary variants. They have a 41 to 43 base damage. They use medium ammo, so not the usual pistol ammo like the small ammo. They use medium ammo for these dual pistols and everything, and they shoot both pistols when one pull of the trigger is fired, and can be found from floor loot, chests, and supply drops. And the dual pistols also do not have first shot accuracies. Like, there's some of the rifles that have that and everything, and a lot of other different weapons have it in the game. This one does not have that first shot accuracy bonus, so don't expect that on this. But hey, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. A lot of people were saying that it is really, really good. It's really strong up close, obviously. So a lot of people are really enjoying the dual pistols. Now we'll try to get some gameplay here and try to get my hands on them, hopefully sometime this week. And hey, I mean, if you get, the right looking skin and the right looking back bling and then the dual pistols, you could be going full on, Lara Croft and Fortnite and everything. So I hate myself. Next up here, we have a new LTM that we talked about a few weeks ago, I believe, but now it is officially sort of in the game, kinda, not really. So it's called Playground. We talked about it here on the channel and everything. The LTM that has been highly advertised. A lot of people are really eager to play it and everything. So the summary is that it is a low pressure environment where friends can let their creativity run wild, build massive structures, practice with weapons and items, fight against your friends, have fun. So it's kind of like a private match mode here for Fortnite, if you will. And so, like, you get a lot more resources and materials, and so I believe the matches are about an hour long, and the storm doesn't start moving into the map until the last 5 minutes, I believe, or something like that, or after the hour and then 5 minutes after the storm will close, something like that. So it's a lot of time you get to spend here on this game mode and everything. But it has been, in the game, out of the game this whole entire week, and they're still working on it. They found some issues with it when they first launched it, but they are currently working on to bring it back online. So it might not be live right now as of recording this video, but eventually, sometime in the next few days, I'm sure it'll be up for you all to play. And then lastly here, a feature that I have been dying for this game to have. I feel like it made so much sense. So you know how when you're on the battle bus and you're trying to tell your friends where you want to drop, and you have to look at the minimap and you place a marker down, whatever, but like you never get a full indication on the actual physical map of where you're talking about, and most times it's okay because a lot of people know the map very well. They can just look at the map and see which area you were pointing at, whatever. But for new players, it was kind of just kind of hard and kind of difficult for them to understand where you wanted them to go. But now they have added map markers onto the physical landscape of Fortnite. So when you place your marker on the minimap, on the battle bus or whatever, or wherever you're at, finally on the actual map, the area that you selected, a bright spotlight will shine up directly from where you selected. So that is pretty cool for a lot of those people that are brand new to the game and they're wondering of where you're talking about. You can finally just explain to it in a nice cohesive way of where you want to go and just follow the great light, whatever, and you're good. So definitely like this feature a lot. Really, really cool in my opinion. Really glad they added it. And next up here, we have the upcoming cosmetics for the patch that we got this week. So I'm gonna just go over these nice and swiftly. Here's the first one. We have Criterion. It has like a blue and orange type of hue. If that orange was a little bit more yellow, I would totally rock that suit. And then we have a Oblivion, which is a legendary version of it, which is more of a black, type of orange type of thing. It looks really, really cool as well. Same type of style, same Iron Man-esque type of suit type of thing. Next up we have Sleuth, and then Gumshoe, that's what it is. Yeah, they're both epic skins. They look like they're detectives and everything on a case, so that's pretty cool. Next up here we have some 4th of July themed type of skins. We have a bear that is definitely decked out red, white, and blue, and then we have the Star Spangled Trooper as well. That is a little bit more of a cooler look in my opinion. Definitely looks like a laid back Captain America, if you will. Next up here we have the Star Spangled Ranger, which is kind of like the girl version of the Trooper, and then we have Noir, which is definitely our top detective here, looking really slick. He's an epic skin as well. Next up we have Vertex, which is like a orange robot type of thing. Looks a little bit like Ultron low-key, but you know, a little bit like that. And next up here we have Terminus, which is going to be our flyers that we're going to start off with here. So Terminus kind of looks like it will go well with one of the robot suits. And then we have a Vikiroi Mark 1, which is, I guess, a old school type of car. That's a flyer. Okay, I dig it. All right, bet, why not? You know, we have Forerunner as well. That's going to be a red type of robotic type of flyer to it, so that'll be cool with one of the robotic skins that we have. And then we have two more flyers here, which is a destabilizer and the stabilizer. The destabilizer is a darker version of the stabilizer, which is the blue and orange, and then the other one is the kind of like blackish one. So definitely you can see where these line up with the skins. We have a blasting cap as well as the confidential case. The blasting cap is going to be full of a bunch of fireworks, obviously for 4th of July, and then the confidential case is going to be for the detective people as well and everything. Next up we have Clue Finder. These seem to be back blings, I'm assuming. They look kind of like black blings in my opinion, so I'm pretty sure they're back blings. Clue Finder looks like it has some sort of machinery on it. There's a coil on the side. Not sure what's going on there, but that looks pretty cool. And next up we have the evidence bag, which has a camera and some classified documents in there as well. We have Deflector as well coming up, which I don't even know what that looks like, but it seems to be robotic type of way to do it. Next up here we have Razor Edge as well. It's a rare type of hammer. Oh my god, I'm getting turned right now. The melee hammer in Fortnite, you know what I'm saying, to break down materials and trees and all that. So we have Razor Edge, and then we have Victory Lap as well, which looks like it'll go well with the car thing that we saw up front and everything. Next up we have the Magnifying Axe, which is just a big magnifying glass, of course, going well with that detective type of skins and everything. Then we have the Crimson Axe on the rare side of things, which is going to be just your standard red type of, you know, really cool looking type of axe thing, I guess. It looks cool. It's cool. Next up here we have some more emotes that we got to the game. We have Bring It, Infinite Dab, which, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Infinite Dab, okay. Next up here we have Eagle, which looks like you'll be doing the eagle in this one. True Heart as well, which is the epic emote. And then lastly we have Sparkler as well. So hopefully with the Sparkler you'll actually whip out a Sparkler. That'd be really cool, hopefully. So that will obviously go well with 4th of July. So we are not done yet here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a few more things to talk about here, and the first one here is a leaked weapon that was found in the V4.5 update here, and this one is called a drum gun. So obviously when you look at it right here, it is clearly the Thompson, the Tommy gun that we love so dearly and everything, but it's being categorized as a AR. Kind of weird to me because usually it's an SMG, but they found that it will be in two different rarities. We have uncommon and rare, right? So on the uncommon it does 26 damage, a fire rate of 9, a magazine size of 50, reload time of 3.15 seconds, and the medium ammo type. And then with the rare, the only changes are that it does 27 damage, so 1 more point of damage extra, and the reload time is cut down to 3 as opposed to 3.15, and everything else stays the same. So it looks like we'll be getting that here in the upcoming update later on in the future. Not sure when, but keep on the lookout for the drum gun. Within the patches code, it also mentioned a new LTM that we have not heard about yet officially from Fortnite, but I'm sure it's coming when it's in the code of the game and everything. So it is called Fly Explosives here, and so what the description is this mode combines the explosive fun of the high explosives LTM and the vaulted LTM item jetpack. So you can take the disguise and blast everyone back to the lobby. So it looks like you will be able to, you know, fly jetpacks and everything and use explosives like RPGs, grenade launchers, etc. So it looks like that might be pretty fun and pretty cool to play with and mess around with, and it'll be available in solos, duos, and squads. So it looks like we will have to, you know, do some really cool stuff here with that. That'll be fun to play with in the coming weeks. And a really cool feature that was found in the official, you know, version that you can look on right now on Fortnite, within the options menu, you can toggle the ability to receive gifts from others. So this is a system that a lot of people have been hoping that would come, where we could give some of our skins to different other players and everything, and maybe do some trades and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to like have like a wager where, you know, we go into the playground, we do a 1v1, whoever gets the quickest kills to 20 or whatever gets that person's skin or something like that. So it's gonna be really cool that we can give skins to other people. And right now there's no current system that enables this, but it was confirmed by an Epic employee that it will be arriving sometime in the future. So it looks like we will be able to do this sometime in the near future. And then lastly here on the extra section of this episode, we have the Season 5 official start date. It will begin on July 12th, 4 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. GMT. And so it looks like we will finally be able to play Season 5 on July 12th. And then to, you know, commemorate the exit of Season 4, we will be having a double XP weekend. So that'll be from June 29th, that'll start at 4 a.m. Eastern Time, all the way until July 2nd, 3 a.m. Eastern Time. So you will be able to receive an extra 100% of match XP towards finishing off your Season 4. And that is pretty good news to hear as well, because I know a lot of people were kind of upset that they wouldn't be able to get their Omega skins going in and exiting Season 4, but looks like if you really grind, you might be able to do so here on this double XP, which is actually happening this weekend. So it's starting right now. Right now it's double XP weekend as you're watching this video. I have to make sure to check that date here. But yeah, so it's starting right now. You can play this weekend, double XP weekend this weekend, so make sure to get that XP and get those Omega skins. And then while you are grinding for the XP, make sure to look out in the skies, because the in-game message today has an updated feature in the news section of the menu, and it looks like it is hinting at the launch of the rocket that we've been talking about in Evil Lair. So long story short, there's this whole thing going on about the rocket. It's apparently going to hit Moisty Mire, but I guess one of the pieces of the rocket will be landing in Anarchy Acres or something like that. But regardless, we will be able to see this all happen live on Saturday tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, 1:30 Eastern time, and 7:30 Central time. So it looks like you will be able to see all this go down tomorrow, so get hyped for that, and then you'll be able to check it out. I will of course be watching it. Maybe I'll get some gameplay, maybe I'll just post a little quick video of me just live commenting it. We'll see. If you guys want that, let me know if you want that in the comments below. I will surely be able to make that, because I will be definitely watching this all unfold tomorrow. And then lastly here, to round out our longest Fortnite Friday episode with a ton of news updates, guys, if you've made that past this section of the video, make sure to leave a like on the video and everything. I really appreciate you guys watching this full in its entirety, and also leave down in the comments below what you guys think about all the stuff that we talked about here today on this episode. But to start off and end off this episode, we're going to go over the Season 4 Week 9 challenges, one of the last weeks here going into Season 5. So first up, you will have to deal 500 damage with explosive weapons to opponents. Next up, you will have to search 7 chests in Moisty Mire. So you can see here, they are definitely leading us towards Moisty Mire with these challenges this week. You also have to use a shopping cart just one time, and then you have to visit the center of named locations in a single match. So there's 4 named locations that you will have to visit, and you'll have to get to the center of, and you will be able to get that challenge. Next up, you will have to follow the treasure map found in Haunted Hills, and then next up, you will have to get 4 shotgun eliminations, and then lastly, you will have to eliminate 3 opponents in Anarchy Acres. So definitely they're leading us towards Moisty Mire and Anarchy Acres with, it's kind of weird, well, not weird, but you know, obviously we know that the rocket is most likely going to land in Moisty Mire, and then one of its engines are going to break off and go onto Anarchy Acres. So pretty cool out there, making those 2 the highlight points for the challenges this week. So that's it, I'm done, I swear, that's it, no more news. But if you all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with latest and greatest on PlayStation. Make sure to also let me know all your thoughts and comments down below on anything we discussed this week, about any of the buffs and nerfs, the dual pistols, the rocket, all that good stuff, the Sony, you know, them trying to find a solution to crossplay and everything. Make sure to leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to also check out our description where you can find our Instagram and Twitter to follow us on those platforms. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.